Sure. Nothing will keep us together. What a prick. I am a black African-American male in the entertainment industry, and that is overall a challenge in and of itself.
Hi.
Bye. Wake up, Trevor.
Oh, hello, people, and a good morning to you. This is Trevor's good day of the last day of school. Well, today we're going to have some fun facts and maybe a little excitement. Well, sometimes that didn't happen, but today we're going to have lots of fun. Just follow me.
Me as a kid, me as like it's just always been kind of bubbling out. I was lucky enough to have two parents who didn't want to squash that out completely and encouraged me to be creative and expressive. And I say, it's like a lot of people don't necessarily get that encouragement to kind of go out and express and play and create, draw, write, tell stories, make up songs. Both my parents are retired now, but they very much wanted me to go into something with a little more stability, which I did not. But as I kept progressing, I realized that what was the hobby of, at that time, theater, was the only thing that really, the performance side of it, was the only thing that really held my interest.
Sign off.
No, we can't sign on.
Then we'll be back in a flash.
We'll be back in a jiffy.
1, 2, check, check, check. 1, 2, check.
Let's get some of that in your ears.
Yes.
Nice and slow. Let me know when it's good.
1, 2, check, 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 check. Check, 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 check. Yeah.
It's a really, really out-of-body experience, even being able to say fans. People want to come and see something you've put, that's just something that's your baby. You've put your everything into it, and people love it as much as you do. That's like the ultimate dream, that other people see what you want them to see. That's really cool.
Show must go on. Show must go on. Yeah.
I realised that I've been trying to make people happy and bend myself to fit other people. I was always worried that I wouldn't be good enough. But doing it on my own, I kind of don't have to answer to anyone. And it's great.
Thank you.
Neighborhood Goliath started on Craigslist. It starts before that. I'd been with a band before that called Fake Eddie, which I was with through high school and through college, and that's where I started actually writing music to be performed. So it's the first time I started writing music, really writing music. I'd always played around with making songs as a kid, but it's the first time I really started writing music. It was a lot of fun, but so then everybody grows up, we go through college, everybody grows up, and it's okay, this isn't really what Fake Eddie isn't gonna go the long haul. And so I got on Craigslist and I was like, hey, I have songs written, but I want to collaborate, I want to go further, I want to find other musicians in the area who want to do it. And I ended up getting one of the first persons I got contact back from was Jason Andrews.
From the very beginning, when Trevor and I first started talking about this project, we first started working on it, I just felt that we had clicked together. We had some music in common, but the best part about it is that we both were able to pull from different influences to our first album and our EP, going across the world to play shows.
The name of the band, until we released Between Satellites and Settling, and before we released that EP ourselves, I was like, I don't want to call it Modern Mutiny. I was like, I think we should change it to Neighborhood Goliath. And so that's where the switch happened of the name. And so Neighborhood Goliath was Modern Mutiny, was The Audacity, was me in a tiny studio apartment in Osaka, Japan, learning to play guitar and using the piano and keyboard skills that my parents had forced me to take lessons for when I was a kid. And that's what got us to what we became today.
Well, I lost my place in life, but I've been fine.
Honestly, the biggest accomplishment of the band so far is that, for me, is that these people, these ladies and gentlemen that I've been lucky to work with have trusted me. We've gotten a few people to pay attention, which is cool. The most difficult thing for any artist doing this themselves is to get people to pay attention, because people are really precious with their time and their money, of course. And so we're looking at a world in music where music is devalued. The majority of people are told what to trust and what to listen to. And so when there's something new from outside of that, it can be difficult. And so with all of that in front of it, with all of that standing against it, I've been lucky to surround myself with people who hear the songs, hear what I'm trying to say with them, hear what they sound like, hear the sound that I'm trying to make, and are on board. And that, to me, is a big accomplishment.
Yeah.
I enjoy this.
Yeah.
I like this, letting us kind of like live and grow. And
We just let the notes ring, like an extra couple of bars, and then.
And what's Trevor like as a lead singer?
He's great.
Yeah.
He's right behind me. Nah, it's really cool. It's really vibey. You can tell he's really, really into it, and it's just really nice when everyone's kind of treated as an equal.
Been working with Trevor for a while now, a couple of years on the previous album and then on this material, and probably, certainly from a British point of view, yeah, because we just don't get the same influences.
Okay.
We can do now with things like Spotify and whatnot, but you've got to go and look for it. If you don't know it's there, you're not going to find it, kind of thing. But yeah, just things that are more of Trevor's influence from his neck of the woods and things he grew up listening to that we've not had here. So.
And what's he like as a lead singer?
He's great.
Now he's not in the room.
You got a lot of time for Trevor. He's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone's really, really welcoming, and it isn't like, you know, they're up there and I'm like down here. It's like, yeah, everyone's really equal, and yeah, it's really, really nice. It's really refreshing, and yeah, it just makes such a difference when you're working with really nice people and you enjoy the music, and then with that, then the money doesn't even matter. Yeah, I think with when you're coming to originals music as well, it's, yeah, I've got a lot of respect and time for people that actually create their own music.
So yeah, I'm an actor, and that's what has kept me alive. I've had success here in London. I've had some good success. The show that brought me here has kept me here. I love what I do. I love that I get to perform it all, because a lot of people would love to be in a performance-based career and don't have the opportunity to do that. And so I cannot bitch about working. I can't bitch about not being able to work because I'm working. Like, I can't complain about that. But I can say it's not where I want to be. It's not where I want to be.
So let her fly like an arrow away.
I grew up with racism. I mean, it's something that you have to learn to navigate. I've been called every racial slur I can think of. You learn to have a tough exterior with that. I've been, when I was younger, I've had girls that I wanted to date whose parents weren't okay with them dating me because I was black. That's something that stings, but you learn to let it permeate less. Now you turn that into the music industry, specifically music, and the brand of music the type of music that I like to make has a rock sound. When they see me on stage, a rock song isn't what they expect. And it's not that they can't be swayed, it's not that they can't be flipped on it, but that's not what the expectation is. Frustrating isn't the word for it. It's not frustrating, it's painful when you give everything you have to a profession. You give your time and you give your buckets of sweat and muscle aches and singing until you can't sing anymore, and you watch it's always difficult. It's difficult. It's difficult to decide if are you giving me accolades for my talent based on just the merits of what I'm performing, or are you basing that on like, oh, he's doing this and he's doing so well for a black man? So I don't know. But my question is why, and I don't have the answer, but my question is, why is it that when I stand up and I sing this type of music that makes me feel good, why is it still a surprise that I'm singing this type of music? Why does it have to be a surprise?
So I identify as a homosexual man. If I was born maybe 10, 15 years ago, it would have been a completely different experience. I probably wouldn't have come out like when I did.
Professionally, it's been fine and it hasn't. Little silly things that are played off as banter. If you'd said that about a person of colour in the band and not me because I'm gay, how would that have gone down?
So during the 80s, there was something that was instated called Section 28. So basically they weren't allowed to teach anything to promote homosexuality. If you are homosexual growing up like in the 80s, 90s, it's gonna fuck up with your mental health, isn't it? Suddenly you're told that you're bad and you're wrong and no one can be there to talk to you about it or to educate you. People can react to it in certain ways, and I think that's why there could be lots of like underground stereotypes. And I think a lot of it is because of lack of education or hiding your sexuality. And I think that's where lots of people's problems can sort of stem by.
Education is important, pride is important, but knowing our history is important, and sending that history out around the world and saying, hey, if we can do it, you can do it too. And carry that forward with us, and don't forget it, and don't take it for granted, because if you forget it and you take it for granted, it's more likely to happen again.
Because people aren't comfortable talking about it, it's projected onto me, it's made me feel self-conscious. And so, for example, when I came out, I came out as bisexual first because, I want to be one of the lads. And it's weird, like, you don't want to be, if I'm auditioning or if I'm playing with, I don't want people to define me, see me as, oh, it's gay Pete. I don't want that to be the first thing. I think it's really important that people stop judging before they kind of see before they define you and put you into this category.
I kind of designed this as a cathartic experience for myself, and the hopes that kind of talking about mental health and things will just, if I open up on my side of things, it will open up a conversation with everyone else.
My most recent struggle with mental health, I think, have been the hardest. I've suffered with mental health since it's about 14, 15. It got really, really bad. Didn't get out of bed, didn't leave my house, didn't want to see people. Yeah, I felt like I had no one. I did have people, but sometimes you're so low that you can't even face yourself, let alone anyone else. Whenever I kind of opened up to someone, they normally opened back. By putting myself out there and making myself vulnerable to it as such, I was just extending a hand of friendship.
Is it okay to move it?
Okay.
Putting words down on paper that you know are gonna go somewhere, that you're turning into a song that you can help other people with. It's just amazing in every kind of way. Yeah, just have people reacting positively. I see the look on their face because that's the look that I have on my face when I hear something magical and something stupidly relatable. Yeah, it's just nice. You'd think it would be really upsetting having to relive things on stage, but it's not. I've won because I am still here and I'm still fighting. And I'm going to use my pain to help others and make others feel less alone. I am more than this. Me so determined to speak up and stand up and not be quiet about my experiences because there is still such a huge stigma. It's horrible. We shouldn't be told to be quiet, especially if it's going to help other people.
What is the representation of this evening?
It's huge tonight for
What's
me.
it mean?
And now this has been like the most difficult year, horrific year of my life, and I've managed, like, instead of dwelling on everything, I've written songs about my pain instead of just sitting on it.
Yeah.
So and like to be able to actually sing that in front of people, and I feel like the songs are so much more advanced than my last band.
I think it is a what's the word? I think Liar Liar is a amalgamation of frustration.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think it funnels and channels very well, and so I'm excited to hear it live as well.
I'm happy with the way everything's going so far.
Good. Well, fuck yeah, you should be. Good. Fuck yes. Fuck yes.
Lada!